Yeah, I thought I felt a little bit disorientated earlier. A little bit disorientated. I haven't taken my sugar level reading in, oh gosh, over a month or two. And I felt very disorientatedly dizzy earlier. I thought I'd just take a reading, which just done only about a minute and a half ago. 14.3. Yeah, so I think I got to take a break on some of the things that I've been. Oh, biscuit feeders again, Bear. I got to take a break on the. Oh crikey, what have I been consuming? I can't even remember. But my diabetes controllable, but it's going to take at least 2 days. So though I've occasionally I put a little peach fruit juice in the water, my water bottle. I've just put pure water in there at the moment, so I'm going to have to do kind of fasting, kind of like 2 days, no Pepsi, no blood, no soda drinks. I've got to lay low for a few days, and then take another reading. I'll take a reading later today, much later today, see if because I got to filter it through with water. I've got to get my sugar level down to at least what's it, about an 8. Um, that automatically turns off now. So yeah, I felt really lousy day. My nose has been bleeding for about 4 or 5 hours. Um, yeah, bit fucked up today. um, so the one of the medication tablets can cause nosebleeds, but I've had occasional nosebleed before, but not 4 or 5 hours of it on my left nose, which has been bleeding quite a lot. And when blowing it out, I mean, it's like that thing in Alien Covenant, when the alien comes out the guy's mouth. It is like thick, blacky blood coming right out my nose. I mean, it is long, it's thick, it's like, oh, what? Yeah, so the medication does some side effect, but it's feeling dizzy and sort of feeling very tense at the moment. I feel very tense. It's because my sugar level is 14.3. So I just stick on the water, just the HO. I've got cream soda coming tomorrow, so I'll have to resist it. It's okay if I have something like, but not too much of it. And I think I've overstepped my bounds a little bit. So at least I was really worried, thinking it would be like 20, but I was thinking in the back of my mind my sugar level was probably like somewhere like 15. I wasn't far off. But yeah, it's going to take I should be able to get it down to about 10, maybe by later in the day. Oh no, later tomorrow, because the day is still today. My other clock is still on British summertime, so which, mind you, is not too far away from British summertime. Yeah, so I just got to lay low for a couple of days. Otherwise, I'm just going to feel lousy. Anything like discuss the other food I eat. That's not too bad because that's pretty low in sugar levels. Vegetables. Just sort of stay low on the milkshakes and the soda pop drinks and the ice popsicles as well. Just got to stay lower. It's okay if I have one now and then, but not. Yeah, just stick to water as number one. At least if you're diabetic. Oh, crikey. Can't describe how it just felt very dizzy. I'm turning everything off in the room, turning the system off, and then suddenly felt like dizzy standing on my legs. I kind of almost stumbled because, yeah. But 14.3, it's manageable. But if it was over 20, oh gosh, feel really bad. Feel really. And if it was anywhere near 30, it'd be critical. It'd be serious. Oh, I just got filter. Just drink water. Number one. Well, it's the original. You think Coca-Cola is the real thing? No, this is the real thing. It's been around. It's been around a lot longer than Coca-Cola. Yeah, I don't drink Coca-Cola. Pepsi Max, not really. I only got a Pepsi Max because I had no flipping cream soda. I'm going to have to lay low on that soda drinks, even though they're low sugar, but I have to lay low on them so I've got to balance. Got to get my sugar level down to somewhere within an 8. What's the number again? 5 and 8. I forgot what the ratios are supposed to be. Is it 5 and 8? Yeah, 5 and 8. It's got to be between 5 and 8. Can't be any low than 5 into 4 or 3 or 2. Can't, because that's no good as well. So it's got to be within 5 to 8 ratio. So as long as I'm now relaxing and not moving around, I shouldn't have a problem. Don't have any, what do you call it, spasm or sort of shaking effects. That's due to medication as well, I think, because the imbalance of the medication with diabetes, it could cause some, with a patient, it could cause a slight problem. So it's just doing a little blog there, so it's not really for anyone else. It's purely personally for myself. So I might as well just put this video as like private, but no, I like sharing because other people that are diabetes probably have similar. Also, I didn't check my what do you call it? I haven't checked my blood pressure recently. So I'll check sugar level later today. See if it's come down slightly. And if it does, then I'll just keep on the water. And didn't have a meal last night. I had a meal early in the day. Fish fillet. Fish fillet. You know, they're kind of tasty, the poor little creatures. Fish fillet with a creamy parsley sauce. And it kind of reminded me, the sauce kind of reminded me, well, if it was just a little thicker, not too much, it reminds me of soup. Like, they call it cream sauce. And you get soup, don't you? Like cream of mushroom or cream of whatever, soup. Cream of. Yeah. You might as well just have a fish and then just add a regular soup, put some extra spice herbs in it, like parsley. Just need to add, just to thicken it, just slightly, and stir, and then pour that on. Yeah, because you could, even though the fish fillet things, they were £4 for 4. So that's £1 each. They're around about that. So I had 2 of them. So nothing else. I could have boiled some vegetables, but if I went to one of these posh snobby restaurants downtown, a little fish fillet thing, that would have probably cost something like £20. Yeah. And I wouldn't be surprised if they're using the same pop it in the microwave for 4 minutes and serve it on a plate and charge everyone £20 for the blooming thing. And you make up some bullshit that it's luxury. Oh, crying out loud. Luxury fish. Shouldn't all the fish be equal? Yeah. Just gotta lay low. Didn't have exactly my nose bleeding. I've still got. Oh shit! I didn't wash that. Oh shit! Fuck it. Yeah, a bit there as well. Ow! I'll be fucking arsed. I mean, I blew my nose flipping today. Oh, the amount of blood that came out my left nose. Oh, flipping that. It's just like bloody alien movie, like that dinner scene, everywhere. In fact, mostly it all went on the tissue, but flipping it just sprayed out. I think it's all settled now, all the bleeding, or what's caused it. Some part, I don't know if it's the medication. I think it's a combination of a medication and something I've eaten or consumed. I'm not sure if it was that little ice thing, not an ice lolly, but it's kind of like a pyramid or a triangle. I don't know. Some sort of fruit, icicle, whatever. And I mixed it with some Pepsi Cola. Could be something to do with that. It caused a reaction. I didn't exactly like those. I like the ice popsicles; they're okay, but the other ones, I didn't like them. Didn't like those. They were. I mean, you could serve it as a cocktail drink, because it's like it's like an ice cube with a flavour in it. You could put it in a glass and put a drink on it, and serve it that way. Otherwise, you got it in the what's it, and you're just licking it. Hmm. Hopefully, so I think I'll have a better sleep. So I didn't really sleep today. Okay, I lay low. Okay, what else on there? Blood. Well, I suppose the blood test in the thing. How can you make the thing more interesting in Dolby Stereo, or how can you make it more? Because I've been ranting all last night about stereo, multi beyond the stereo. Yeah. So much to think, and kind of like, what if something like this was invented? Yeah, make stereo great again. How could you make it so that like looking at a TV, you see all the little colours that make up the image. But something that got me more thinking was that movie called Looker, where it's 40 years ahead of AI, and in some of the scenes in the movie where they do these close-ups, where it's going close up to a TV or a CRT, you see all the RGB colors, and thinking, I know it's computer scanning and that, and it's zooming in on something, and I was thinking, if that were individual speakers, that would be a lot of speakers. That would be absolute a lot. Um, Maybe similar diameter size to raindrops, or little droplets of water rain. Maybe not mist. That's a little bit finer. But I was thinking, what if that were? And I suppose it's like the holodeck in Star Trek. The make a system so it's trying to stabilize my water bottle though, getting water all over me. Oh, I'm gonna turn into a freaking gremlin. It's not even midnight yet. Oh gosh. Yeah. Speaker, holodeck, pixels. Um, hmm. Uranium, plutonium, minerals, things that are so small, and yet, kaboom. Not good. But you have a thing that, like a raindrop, a little single raindrop, depending on what surface it's falling down onto and what degree of SPL level and frequency it makes once it lands onto that object, surface object. And that's just, and you think, okay, it has that, as well as um, the diameter radius. So if it was placed near to the surface and then I suppose a syringe, and then a little, it just makes a tiny little spot. But if it's descending down, falling toward a surface, depending on what the surface, if it's a sponge, then it's going to get absorbed. You won't see it much. Yeah, it's got to land on a surface where you can see it, and it would leave a diameter. And you think, a speaker, what would a speaker be? I mean, to leave a diameter. Yeah, so it's got me thinking. Oh, I feel like I've got to blow both my nose. Because even though I had a little bit of bleeding on my right nose, but mostly my left, I still probably got some blood up there that's dried, and it's kind of like gone crystally, sort of thing. Yeah, it's a little bit blocked. I can sense the airflow's not going through. That's amazing, because I'm just trying to think where all that thickness of that, because it was like blacky reddy black. It was like not right ready break, breakfast cereal. You got blood in it, and like the thing. You think, lucky no, you're going to eat that, and you're going to turn into the thing for breakfast. I just gotta lay low. Lay low. Yeah. Sound objects. Yeah. I mean, you look at a sine wave tone, or you measure the wavelength, and they are from several millimeters up to almost what is it? Is it just a fraction over 1,000 feet? It's just a fraction over 1,000 feet. It's bigger than most. That's bigger than 1,000 feet. That's bigger than a friggin' 1,000 feet. Crying out loud. It's rather long, or rather, and the amplitude. Generator. A sine wave tone. Let's say, what's most people? I don't know. I've probably got to look at NASA, though I'm not really into NASA anymore. But that's probably one place to look, and somewhere else I don't know where. But I'm sure it's probably being done or tested. So a sine wave infrasonic generated with a lot of speaker capable of infrasonic, and at a just say it, a high amplitude of power. Because the more amplitude power you have, the more it shows up on the spectrum analyzer. And the range as well, the distant range as well, depending on where the source is generating the tone and how far away, because if something was they say an asteroid is coming toward the Earth again. Oh, an asteroid. Oh, okay. I'm not really fussed. I'm not really bothered. Doesn't bother me if it hits the planet or doesn't hit the planet, or it hits the land or it hits the ocean. I feel sorry mostly for the animal life, the marine life. I'll embrace it. There's nowhere to hide. The Earth can't shift over its position, though. Oh, that's a great idea, but you can't, because that'll probably mess up everything on the planet, the ecosystem of everything. You've got something that's moving, and you've got something that's of a certain size and mass, and how fast it's moving, and you got to have all these bunker ideas, whether they work or not. Oh yeah, let's just drill on it and blow it up. It might make it worse than what it is in a movie. Just got to think, okay, if it hits, it hits. But what? Be like having, you just get sand, you smooth it out, and you get an object, whatever, of a different size. Well, maybe the same size, like a tennis ball, and then something like a tennis ball, but it's a lot heavier, and then you drop them both at the same time in different areas to see what it looks like, the impact. It's just like that movie, the Dune. Was it June or July? I can't remember what that movie was, and it has stupid amount of LFE and probably a bass and stage and whatever. Stupid low end, where something looks like it was. I can't remember what it was now. It looked like it was in a cave or something, and this was almost near to the end of the movie or somewhere. And something fell down and went into, I'm not sure if it was water or something, but it just went whoa, boom. If something was like of that size, coming down in your room, I don't think you're going to have a room left. It would do an amount of damage. It was only a certain size. You think of that, and if something like that, or an object of a certain size, fell from a certain height, it doesn't have to be too high. It could be well, it doesn't have to be too high. The higher it is, the more damage it's going to do when it hits the, but if it was just raised off the floor about maybe a safe. A safe is pretty heavy, but then you could get anything and just load up the weight and then suspend it off the floor a little bit and then release it off. You're going to be thinking your sub-bass speakers are a load of rubbish because the amount of jolt it would, oof. And that's landing, of course, onto the floor, depending whether it be a wooden floor or concrete floor. If it's going to be wood, then it'd probably do a little minor damage to the, if you dropped it a little bit higher, and then you're going to totally damage the floor. But you would feel, that's what that thing in Dune should feel like. It should feel something like that and do some sort of damage equivalent to that. Yeah, so where would I get one of those to do that? Bonker ideas. To think of how to, real world and what SPL level and frequency would that do? That's another thing. Yeah, that's interesting. Because it's very difficult to measure it in a real thing. Because it's going to make other audible bass sound sound frequencies, but you measure it and everything. You can see there's an infrasonic there, and there's a bass range, and you can measure it by testing with earplugs and ear defenders, so you maximize the filtering, and then see how much could be still maybe just audible and how much of it could be perceived by feeling it. Yes, that's the tricky thing. And you say, okay, should be feeling that, but what you get from a sub-bass speaker, well, you got to look at where the sub-bass speaker is. I mean, is it facing towards into the room, just like every typical sub-bass speaker, or is it fitted somewhere different? And what is measurable? Bass shakers. They're not too bad. Bass shakers. It's just how they're fitted and put into the system, integrated. Yeah, they're not evil. They're we can do a lot of things that the other speakers can't do. And at the end of the day, speakers are just, nothing's changed. They're just a magnet and voice coil, and they still do the same principle, moving back and forth, back and forth. Nothing much there's changed. Either something that would create a vibration that would be kind of realistic, but still, you drop a safe or you drop a something, and bump, makes a jolt, and of course it radiates because of, well, I think it's kinetic energy. It's going to radiate if through a wooden floor. Through the joists, the floorboards, the joists, and it probably be felt enough depending on where it is. So if you got a floor above, it'd be felt in the floor above. And that's safe. Yeah, depending on how big the safe is. The safe could be a certain size, and so there'd be a certain weight, well, size and weight. Oh no, I'm dozing off. So blood sugar levels and strange sound things make it sound great again. Stereo. Yeah. Like you could just take mono, 2 speakers, and put one side with a certain time delay, and then it kind of sounds stereo-ish. But that won't make it's not going to be okay on spoken voice dialogue because it's going to be seen like an echo, sort of weird. But trying to get a kind of stereo, like individual, or something appears to sound stereophonic, and you got a speaker, 2 speakers, one with a certain time delay, so you notice some sort of, it appears, but it's not, unless of course it's mixed discreetly, independently. I think the center channel is way out of date. It should be something like, speakers should all be located next to each other, because if you think about it, you don't have to have speakers set apart to create this stereo spread white width or sound stage. I don't have a sound stage. I've got a room, but I don't have a sound stage. Otherwise, you look at the busy hour or whatever, the underground tube train, and you got people literally side by side, and they're talking or they're making some sort of movement and sound or such. I mean, and if you got speakers, they should all be, well, I wouldn't say you got to have the drivers that are pretty like close to each other, and then you could individually put sound and it can move. You create a movement in it, but it's still going to be just a voice magnet and a voice coil. But you would have a movement. Otherwise, all these crowd scenes, they don't sound realistic. They just don't sound realistic when if I were well if I well if I had a computer with a software, could I use it with the mixing console that I got? Maybe. Maybe I could, yeah. And next, a multi audio with the sound of voices. Yeah, the sound of voices. All the voices would have individual sound, that dialogue or conversation or whatever, and then just mix them at. Oh, they should. Well, yeah, that's the thing, because the voices will modulate up and down. But the problem there is multitude of speakers trying to create multitude of voices. Problem there is if you got people in front, people behind. Some of the people behind, and depending on the spacing, because the people in front are going to block some of the sound or frequency of the people behind, and vice versa. The other people right at the very back that are talking, you just get frequency masking effect and yeah, try to create so it sounds like it's all balanced. Yeah. Yeah, that'd be interesting. Go create something like that, because every other mix I hear with dialogue and whatever, it just doesn't sound realistic. It just doesn't. It's like, well, it's a good recording that it's not distorting, but it just sounds lousy rubbish, because it doesn't fool me. It's got to have something there to like, oh wow, and it goes a lot more. So if you've got a crowd scene, you've got all these crowd scenes, and you could like say with the holographic, like a holodeck. So if you've got speakers parrot on the ceiling, side walls, and the floor, and the sidewall ones are all parallel to each other, and the ones on the ceiling and floor, they're all parallel, and so you can beam sound or phantom it. You can focus the balance and the level and like a balance control, just like you just put stereo speaker left to right, put one speaker on the ceiling, one speaker on the floor, but they got to be parallel with each other, lined up, and then use the balance control on your stereo to shift the typical phantom vocal or dialogue, depending on what it is. It could be a film. The film is probably a little bit more controllable than music because you've got other instruments. And if you add something, and then you just balance the level until you appear to hear the sound at more or less the same height level as the seating. And you think, and if you even though if you have a speaker that's directly underneath a cinema seat and one that's directly above, and they're parallel, even though the cinema seat's going to be down and the speaker's going to be underneath, still possibly doable, and to just to balance the level until you hear that center phantom signal appearing around about head height, so to speak. I think it's also similar to the that thing they just recently put on the Storm Audio. They call it a center. What do they call it? Well, shit, it's just a balance. It's just a balance control. That's all it is. So it's just a balance control. You could use it for the center and the height center, or use it for the center and the left and right. So it's just widening it out a little bit, and then I know. I know what to do. That'll be interesting. That I like to do a test with that. Maybe I'll probably. What can I use? I could use two JBL Control 1. How am I going to get one of them on the ceiling? How am I going to get one on the ceiling? Oh, that's a tricky thing. Put one on the floor, that's easy, but how am I going to put one on the ceiling? It's got to be secure. I guess I could use maybe like some string, wire, cable, I don't know. Anything to tie it up toward the ceiling. Or if push comes to shove. But it's got to be the same speaker. I can't use one of the JBL 8330As on the ceiling and use one JBL, maybe a Control 1, maybe a Control 5. They've got to be the same. And then I'll just balance the. How do I balance that? Because there won't be an actual balance like on the Storm Audio. I suppose I'll have to use the gain level and adjust the gain level a little bit less on one of the speakers until I get a sound that's kind of say like up there sort of thing. Or I don't know, it might be sort of like that, but in theory, so you've got an ideal room, kind of ideal, and you got two speakers, one on the ceiling, one on the floor, and I suppose my finger there would be there, so I'll be sat here.
So the balance is more here. So I need to adjust the balance of the phantom image until it's, it's within a certain ratio, until I think, oh, yeah, I can hear it there. And it sounds holographic. Holographic. Yeah. I'll put that past my cat, Bear. What do you think of that idea, Bear? Vertical. What would it call it? Vertical stereo holographic. Vertical virtual virtuosity. I'll call it something. Yeah. Now that would be interesting. That would be interesting. Vertical. That would be interesting. That would be interesting. Just trying to think what you could do with that Storm audio. And you could do a few things with that Storm audio, but only so much. Whoa, come out there, Bear. Meow. Meow. Take the rubbish down there. Oh, can I take the...
No. Change the toilet. Hey, Bear. Hey, Bear. Yeah. Vertical. Vertical stereo. Vertical stereo. Okay. Oh, vertical. Oh, verticosity. Weird. Why did I buy those? I never used them. Oh. Oh. Yeah, we're gonna use those for. Okay. Sugar levels. Oh, amazing. You pay taxes and shit. Whatever. They haven't emptied the bloody bins. They haven't. Crikey. What the fuck? They have the bloody bin people. They haven't emptied those fucking wheelie bins out there since fucking December. There's going to be piles of bags everywhere. The bins are already bloody overwhelmed. Fuck's sake. So I tell you, it's all bullshit. All these taxis, it's bullshit. You pay for a service thing, yeah, and you're not even getting the service. Well, they're not providing the service. Fucking hell, they're going to be fucking rats fucking everywhere outside soon. Well, at least there's a neighbourhood cat round here. He'll deal with the rats. Poor creatures, yeah. The friendly neighbourhood cat out there, he'll deal with it. Oh, more business for him. Oh dear. Yeah, a little winded. Not sure how long it's going to take until I get my sugar level down between 5 and 8. Could be 2 days at the least. Vertical stereo. Even when I'm taking the rubbish out, I'm listening to acoustic. I'm listening. I'm always listening to sound. So yeah, vertical stereo. Vertical. Not horizontal, vertical. It does exist. Yeah. You look at these things like home theatre with these, you got the centre channel, and then you got the upper centre channel. You got the centre height. Typically, they got to be the same speaker as all of the front speakers. They all got to be the same. doesn't matter if the room's really large, then yeah, you could get away with the same speaker, same PA cinema speaker. That's what they do in the IMAX, isn't it? You got the left, the center, the height center, and the right. Yeah, and then you got the right surround and the left surround, and the sub bass goes. um, the problem there is, I think, do you notice much difference of the regular center going up to the height center or the center height? And usually it's got to be positioned typically ideal behind the screen. I wonder if that works. No, it doesn't. No, not for IMAX on 4K Blu-ray, whatever it is. No, because they don't have the proper. Does it? I don't think so. And it's a bit of a lemon IMAX, a Limax enhancement. Limax enhancement. It's a bit of a lemon. I mean, you just got a AVR that's behaving like a paperweight, a Trinnov paperweight, a Limax that's hardly ever used. Ah, flipping heck. Oh dear. Yeah, I'm gonna stop this. I'm gonna do something specific on something specific, but I'll be keeping an eye on my sugar levels for the next 2 days.